going for a Montana accent, but she's educated. She's from a very, very wealthy, ranching family. She's not, I wasn't going to go like, howdy, ma'am. It wasn't that for me, but...
Kelly Reilly's stunning transformation has left fans amazed as she rises from a quiet, shy girl to one of the most powerful faces on screen. Over the years, she moved from small roles and stage work to becoming a global star, known for her unforgettable performance as Beth Dutton in Yellowstone. Her changing looks, growing confidence, and bold career choices have all added to her powerful journey. But behind the fame and beauty is a story of struggle, patience, and surprising turns that many people never saw coming. How did Kelly Reilly's stunning transformation truly happen? And what changed everything for her? Join us to find out. A new chapter. The end of Yellowstone marked the closing of one chapter in Kelly Reilly's remarkable career, but it was far from the end of her journey. After helping make the series one of television's biggest successes, she continued moving forward with the same determination and passion that had guided her from the very beginning. Although Yellowstone concluded in 2024, Kelly's connection to the Dutton family story did not end there. In 2026, she returned to play Beth Dutton once again in the spin-off series Dutton Ranch. The role that had transformed her into a household name remained an important part of her career, and audiences were eager to see her step back into the character's boots. By this stage of her life, Kelly had earned the respect of both viewers and fellow artists. The shy young actress, who once struggled to find opportunities, had become one of the most admired performers of her generation. Years of hard work, patience, and dedication had finally brought her to the top. The new decade also gave her the chance to explore projects outside the English-speaking world. In 2021, she appeared in the French romantic drama Promises. The film allowed her to work with Italian actor Pierfrancesco Favino in a moving love story that attracted attention from audiences and critics alike. The film's director praised the chemistry between the two stars. Together, they brought warmth, emotion, and elegance to the screen. Their performances helped create a timeless atmosphere that perfectly matched the story's romantic tone. For Kelly, projects like Promises showed just how far her career had come. There was a time when she fought for tiny supporting roles and brief appearances. Success did not arrive overnight. It came through years of persistence, rejection, learning, and growth. Every small role helped prepare her for the opportunities that would eventually change her life. Her work as Beth Dutton continued to earn recognition as well. In 2022, she received nominations for both the Screen Actors Guild Award and the MTV Movie and TV Award. These nominations reflected the impact of her performance and the popularity of the character she had helped bring to life. Although she did not win, being recognized alongside some of the industry's biggest names was an achievement in itself. As Kelly moved through her 40s, she continued to embrace change with confidence. She had adopted a blonde look and carried herself with the same natural charm that had captured attention throughout her career. Her striking features, warm smile, and strong screen presence remained as memorable as ever. What truly set Kelly apart, however, was her attitude toward aging. In an industry often focused on youth, she chose a different path. Rather than fearing the passing years, she welcomed them. She believed that experience added depth to both life and performance. Over time, she came to see age as a strength rather than a weakness. The lessons she had learned, the challenges she had faced, and the experiences she had gained all helped make her a stronger actress. With every passing year, she felt more confident in who she was and what she could bring to a role. A shy schoolgirl, Kelly Reilly was born into an Irish Catholic family and grew up in Surrey, England. Her father worked as a police officer, while her mother was a hospital receptionist. Life was simple, and as a child, Kelly was very quiet and reserved. She often kept to herself, and did not have many friends at school. Looking back, she described herself as a shy and awkward girl who felt different from many of the people around her. Everything began to change when drama entered her life. At the age of 14, her teachers introduced her to the world of theater. They took her to watch plays such as Angels in America and The Seagull. Seeing those performances had a powerful effect on her. She became fascinated by the stage and the stories that could be told through acting. From that moment, she knew she had found something she truly loved. For Kelly, acting was never about becoming famous or appearing on television. Her dream was much simpler. She wanted to perform in the theater. The stage captured her imagination, and she felt drawn to it in a way she had never experienced before. The excitement and emotion of live performances inspired her to follow a path that felt right for her. Only 2 years later, she made a bold decision. While still very young, she left home to pursue an acting career. It was not an easy choice, and her parents were unhappy about it. They worried about the risks and uncertainty that came with such a career. Despite their concerns, Kelly remained determined. She believed in her dream and was willing to work hard to make it a reality. In 1995, an unexpected opportunity arrived. She was invited to audition for a small role in the detective television series Prime Suspect, starring the respected actress Helen Mirren. Kelly was hesitant about the audition because she did not see herself as a natural performer. Her quiet personality often made her doubt her abilities. She was deeply introverted and unsure of herself. The casting team saw something different. They believed she had talent and gave her the role. Kelly played Polly, the daughter of a crime suspect. Although she was only 17 years old, she brought warmth and charm to the character. With her striking red hairstyle, she looked very different from the actress audiences would later come to know. Even so, her natural screen presence was already clear. As her career slowly began to develop, Kelly often felt like an outsider. Unlike many actors, she had not attended drama school. Because of this, she sometimes felt that she did not fully belong in the industry. Every new role felt like a fresh beginning. She understood that success would not come easily, and that she would have to work harder than many others around her. Rather than allowing those feelings to stop her, she used them as motivation. She pushed herself to improve and gain experience with every project. Her determination became one of her greatest strengths. She knew that talent alone was not enough. Hard work and persistence would be essential if she wanted to build a lasting career. Soon after appearing in Prime Suspect, Kelly received another opportunity when she was cast in an adaptation of the historical novel series Poldark. The production starred Ioan Gruffudd in the leading role. With her flowing auburn hair and bright smile, Kelly seemed perfectly suited to the period setting. She had a classic beauty that made her look as though she belonged in another century. Many people believed the project would help launch her career. Unfortunately, it failed to make the impact that had been expected. Instead of opening major doors, the production struggled to attract attention. For a young actress hoping to move forward, this was disappointing. At the time, Kelly was still battling self-doubt. Like many actors, she carried insecurities that were often hidden behind her performances. While audiences may have imagined actors as confident people who loved attention, Kelly understood that many performers faced their own fears and worries every day. Following Poldark, she continued taking small roles in television and film. The parts were not large, but they allowed her to gain valuable experience and continue learning her craft. Each project brought her one step closer to the future she wanted. At the age of 23, Kelly appeared in her first feature film, Maybe Baby. The movie starred Hugh Laurie and Jolie Richardson. Kelly played a young actress named Nimn, who appeared in one of the productions created by Hugh Laurie's character. With her stylish hairstyle and fashionable look, she fit perfectly into the era. For the role, she embraced her Irish roots by performing with a strong Irish accent. It was another chance to show her range and commitment as an actress. Even after several years in the industry, however, she was still receiving mostly small supporting roles. Despite the slow progress, Kelly refused to give up. One of the reasons she remained focused was the guidance she received from Helen Mirren, whom she had met during Prime Suspect. Kelly once asked whether she should attend drama school. Helen advised her against it. She believed that actors learned more by experiencing real life than by spending years separated from the world inside a classroom. So how did she reach fame? Let's dive in. The Hollywood Dreams. The early 2000s marked an important turning point in Kelly Reilly's career. After years of hard work and small roles, she finally began receiving opportunities that allowed her talent to shine. These projects helped her grow as an actress and brought her closer to the recognition she had worked so hard to earn. In 2003, Kelly appeared on stage in the play Sexual Perversity in Chicago. She shared the spotlight with well-known performers including Minnie Driver, Hank Azaria, and Matthew Perry. For many actors, performing alongside such familiar names could be intimidating, but Kelly continued pushing forward with determination. Soon afterward, she accepted one of the most challenging roles of her career. She was cast as the lead character in Patrick Marber's play After Miss Julie. The story centered on Miss Julie, the daughter of a wealthy and politically minded family. The events take place during a time of celebration following a major political victory. Although the family supported ideas of equality, they still lived with servants and a chauffeur. As the story unfolds, Julie becomes involved in a complicated relationship that changes everything around her. Kelly found some parts of the character difficult to understand. Coming from a working-class background, she struggled to connect with the privileged life Miss Julie had always known. Their experiences were very different, and that created a challenge when preparing for the role. Even so, Kelly worked tirelessly to understand the character's emotions and motivations. The stage was never an easy place for her. While many people assume actors feel comfortable performing in front of large audiences, Kelly often experienced fear before live performances. The excitement and pressure of opening night could be overwhelming. Unlike film work, where scenes can be repeated, theater requires actors to perform everything in front of an audience without stopping. That created a special kind of energy that both excited and frightened her. Despite those nerves, Kelly delivered an unforgettable performance. Audiences and critics praised her work, admiring the honesty and emotion she brought to the role. Her portrayal felt real and believable, drawing viewers into the story from beginning to end. The performance became one of the most important achievements of her career. Her hard work was rewarded when she received an Olivier Award. Winning such an important honor confirmed what many people were beginning to realize, that Kelly Reilly was a remarkable talent. It was a proud moment that reflected years of dedication and persistence. Around the same time, Kelly also gained attention for her elegant public appearances. At a theater event that year, she embraced a glamorous style inspired by classic Hollywood stars. With soft curls and a simple black dress, she looked confident and graceful, showing another side of her growing presence in the entertainment world. By 2004, Kelly was regularly working with some of the biggest names in film. She joined the cast of The Libertine, a historical drama starring Johnny Depp. Appearing alongside such a famous actor was an exciting experience for her. She found herself amazed by the opportunity and struggled to hide her excitement. Like many people would, she wanted to share the moment with her friends. Even in a professional environment, the experience felt surreal. Working with actors she had admired for years reminded her how far she had come since her early days of uncertainty and self-doubt. Later, she also appeared in Pride and Prejudice alongside Keira Knightley. Although she was now working beside major Hollywood stars, Kelly still remained relatively unknown to the wider public. Surprisingly, that never bothered her. Career-changing roles. The year 2005 became a major turning point in Kelly Reilly's career. After years of dedication and perseverance, she finally received the role that helped bring her talent to a much wider audience. She joined the cast of the British comedy drama Mrs. Henderson Presents, a film that would become one of the most important projects of her early career. The movie was directed by Stephen Frears, who quickly recognized Kelly's natural ability as a performer. For a young actress still finding her place in the industry, such praise meant a great deal. Yet one of the most memorable parts of the experience was working alongside the legendary Judi Dench. Kelly admired Dench greatly and felt nervous around her. She wanted to make a good impression, but worried about saying the wrong thing. Instead of rushing over and expressing her excitement, she kept her distance at first. She feared that her admiration might make her appear unprofessional. As a result, she remained quiet and reserved, hoping not to embarrass herself. The film told the story of Laura Henderson, the founder of London's famous Windmill Theatre. The venue became well known for its unusual stage productions and attracted large audiences. Kelly portrayed Maureen, one of the performers working at the theater. The role demanded courage and commitment, requiring her to appear in scenes involving nudity. Although she completed the role professionally, Kelly later made it clear that she never sought attention through such scenes. She believed that every part of a performance should serve the story being told. For her, acting was always about the character and the project, not about creating headlines or attracting publicity. If a scene was necessary, she would do it, but it was never something she actively pursued. Around this period, Kelly also began experimenting with her appearance. Audiences had become familiar with her beautiful red hair, but she surprised many people by changing her look. She appeared with dark hair and a warmer complexion, creating a completely different image from the one fans had come to know. It showed her willingness to embrace change and try new things both personally and professionally. By 2008, however, Kelly returned to the appearance that many people associated with her. Her flowing red hair was back, along with her natural complexion. That year, she attended the BAFTA Awards, looking elegant and confident. Her style was simple yet striking, reflecting a growing sense of self-assurance. The same year also marked her return to British television in the crime drama He Kills Coppers. In the series, Kelly played a sex worker involved in a relationship with a corrupt police officer. The role was demanding and very different from many of her previous characters. Once again, she proved her willingness to take risks and fully commit to a performance. Critics responded positively to her work. Many praised the honesty and realism she brought to the role. Her friend and fellow actor Rafe Spall admired the way she placed the character above appearance. He believed Kelly was willing to sacrifice glamour whenever a role required it, something not every performer found easy to do. The story of He Kills Coppers also held personal significance for Kelly because her father had worked as a police officer. Growing up in a police family gave her a unique understanding of the challenges officers face. Because of this background, she often felt sympathy for people working in law enforcement. Years later, during periods of public tension involving the police, Kelly expressed her belief that officers were human beings with families and responsibilities. While she supported people's right to protest and speak out, she also felt that many officers were simply trying to do their jobs. As Kelly entered her 30s, she seemed more comfortable with herself than ever before. The uncertainty that had once followed her began to fade. She appeared more confident, more relaxed, and more certain about who she was. Her style evolved as well, with sleek auburn hair and a polished appearance that reflected her growing maturity. She often spoke positively about reaching her 30s, believing it was a time when many women became more secure in their identity. Rather than worrying about pleasing everyone, they learned to accept themselves and move forward with confidence. Good things continued to happen in her career. In 2009, she was cast as Detective Anna Travis in the crime drama Above Suspicion. The series was based on novels written by Linda LaPlante, the same author behind Prime Suspect. LaPlante believed Kelly was perfect for the role. She felt Kelly matched the character in several ways, including her appearance and her connection to police work through her father. Preparing for the series brought some unexpected challenges. The production featured crime scenes that included realistic corpses covered with live maggots. While the bodies were artificial, the insects were real. The experience was unpleasant for Kelly, but she handled it professionally and remained focused on her work. The success of Above Suspicion helped strengthen her reputation, not only in Britain, but also internationally. That same year, she joined the cast of Sherlock Holmes, directed by Guy Ritchie and starring Robert Downey Jr. Kelly played Mary Morstan, a character she found particularly interesting, but shockingly, she never wanted to go into acting from the early start of her life. Why stay with us? Kelly Reilly's life beyond fame. Long before Kelly Reilly became known for her work on stage and screen, she had a very different dream. Acting was not her first passion. As a young girl, her heart belonged to horses. From an early age, Kelly developed a deep love for these beautiful animals. Spending time around them brought her happiness and comfort. School was often difficult for her, and she never truly enjoyed being there. Whenever she had the chance, she preferred being at the stables instead of sitting in a classroom. The stable yard became a place where she felt free. It was somewhere she could escape from the pressures of everyday life. Caring for horses gave her a sense of peace and purpose. She loved feeding them, grooming them, and simply being in their company. Because her family could not afford to buy a horse, Kelly found another way to stay close to the animals she adored. She spent so much time with one particular horse that it almost felt as though it belonged to her. The bond she formed was strong, and horses soon became a major part of her life. Her dedication went even further. She worked as a groom at a polo club and helped care for the horses there. She also exercised many of them, gaining valuable experience and spending countless hours doing something she genuinely loved. At that point in her life, horses were more than a hobby. They had become an obsession. Looking back, Kelly understood how important those years were. If acting had never entered her life, she believed she might have followed a completely different path. Her future could easily have remained connected to the world of horses. As her acting career continued to grow, fate brought another important opportunity. In 2001, she was cast in the drama Last Orders. The film featured respected actors Michael Caine and Bob Hoskins. Kelly played the younger version of a character portrayed by Helen Mirren, an actress she greatly admired. The role was significant, but something else happened during the production that would affect her personal life. While working on the film, Kelly met fellow actor J.J. Field. He was playing the younger version of Michael Caine's character. The two quickly formed a connection and began a relationship. Their romance soon became serious, and before long, they were living together in an apartment in South London. For Kelly, life seemed to be moving forward both professionally and personally. As her profile grew, however, she began experiencing one of the less pleasant sides of fame. Suddenly, people became interested in her private life. Rumors started appearing in newspapers and magazines, placing her in situations that had nothing to do with reality. One of the most difficult moments came when stories began linking her to the highly publicized divorce of Madonna and Guy Ritchie. False claims suggested she had somehow played a role in the separation. The rumors spread quickly and attracted unwanted attention. The situation became so intense that reporters even appeared at her parents' home looking for answers. Kelly found the entire experience frustrating because the claims were completely untrue. Despite the attention, she remained calm and refused to let the gossip define her. As the years passed, Kelly became increasingly comfortable with herself. By the time she reached her mid-30s, she no longer felt pressure to hide her age or chase impossible standards. She admired women who embraced aging naturally and believed authenticity was far more powerful than trying to appear younger. Her confidence was visible wherever she went. Whether attending film premieres or public events, She carried herself with elegance and grace. Her natural beauty and relaxed attitude helped her stand out without needing to seek attention. Another major chapter of her life began while filming Flight in the United States. During that time, she met Kyle Bohair, the man who would later become her husband. Unlike many people in her world, Kyle was not an actor. Kelly preferred to keep details of their relationship private, choosing to protect that part of her life from public discussion. In 2012, the couple married and started building a life together. After their wedding, Kelly moved to New York. The change was exciting but also challenging. Leaving England behind was not easy, and this move made her seen by the whole world. A global star. By the middle of the 2010s, Kelly Reilly had already built a respected career through years of dedication and hard work. She had appeared in films, television dramas, and stage productions, but an even bigger chapter was still waiting for her. The roles she would take during this period would not only challenge her as an actress, but also transform her into an internationally recognized star. In 2014, Kelly accepted the leading role in the psychological drama series Black Box. She played a talented neurologist living with bipolar disorder. The character was intelligent, complicated, and emotionally layered, giving Kelly an opportunity to explore many different sides of human nature. While preparing for the role, she found aspects of the character surprisingly relatable. She understood that people often show different parts of themselves depending on where they are and who they are with. A person can be one way at work, another way at home, and yet another when spending time with family. This understanding helped her connect with the character and bring depth to the performance. Although Black Box marked the first time she had been the lead of a television series, Kelly never became interested in the celebrity lifestyle that often comes with success. While many performers enjoyed glamorous events, fashion shows, and high-profile gatherings, she felt uncomfortable in those environments. Premieres and public appearances often made her nervous. She had little interest in becoming part of the social scene surrounding the entertainment industry. Instead of seeking attention, she preferred a quieter life focused on meaningful work. Her priority was always the craft of acting rather than the fame that sometimes followed it. At public events, Kelly often appeared stylish yet simple. During this period, she wore strawberry blonde hair and favored elegant outfits that reflected confidence rather than glamour. She understood that networking and socializing could sometimes help careers move forward, but she refused to change who she was simply to please powerful people. For Kelly, honesty mattered more than popularity. She believed that remaining true to herself was far more important than chasing approval. This belief guided many of the choices she made throughout her career. Years earlier, she had not imagined herself becoming part of a long-running American television series. Like many British actors, she understood why performers were attracted to opportunities in the United States. The projects were often larger, and the rewards could be significant. Still, she never considered that path essential for her own future. That changed in 2018. At the age of 41, Kelly received the role that would redefine her career. She was cast as Beth Dutton in the Western drama Yellowstone. The series centered on the powerful Dutton family and their efforts to protect their land from those who wanted to take it away. Beth Dutton quickly became one of the most unforgettable characters on television. Fierce, fearless, intelligent, and unpredictable, she was unlike almost anyone Kelly had played before. Beth could be intimidating one moment and deeply emotional the next. The role demanded strength, intensity, and vulnerability all at the same time. Kelly immediately recognized how unique the character was. Beth reminded her of the larger-than-life women often found in classic plays. She possessed enormous emotional power and a presence that could dominate every scene. At the heart of the story was Beth's relationship with her father, John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner. Together, Their characters fought constantly against outside forces, attempting to gain control of the family ranch. Their struggles became one of the central elements of the series and helped make the show a major success. The role also brought a dramatic transformation in Kelly's appearance. Audiences who had followed her career for years saw her with long blonde hair and a polished new look that reflected her growing status in Hollywood. Yet, beneath the transformation remained the same actress who cared far more about great storytelling than celebrity attention. As Yellowstone grew in popularity, Kelly's life changed. People no longer recognized her only as Kelly Reilly. Many saw her as Beth Dutton. Fans approached her everywhere, eager to talk about the character. Some wanted to celebrate Beth's fearless attitude, while others reacted strongly to her fiery personality. For Kelly, playing Beth became a powerful experience. The character helped her discover a different kind of confidence within herself. Beth's strength, determination, and refusal to back down influenced the way Kelly viewed her own abilities. Even as her fame increased, she never became comfortable with the glamorous side of Hollywood. Red carpet appearances still felt awkward. Choosing outfits and wearing high heels remained far less enjoyable than acting itself. She often preferred comfort over fashion and stayed true to her practical nature. At the same time, Kelly continued seeking unusual and challenging roles. Rather than focusing only on glamorous characters, she explored darker and more unexpected stories. She appeared in the horror film Eli, playing a woman connected to a frightening supernatural tale. Although the film received a mixed response, Kelly remained interested in the horror genre. Soon afterward, she joined the cast of The Cursed, a gothic horror story set in early 20th century France. In the film, she portrayed a mother desperately trying to protect her children from terrifying supernatural threats. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.